Hi everybody, it's Wanda. Happy Monday. I hope everyone's having a blessed day. And today it's raining and we're waiting on a storm. So it's good that I have a time to make some soup for the wind for the rain. Very good. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make some soup and have some shrimp here, and I have these little extra crab legs that I had brought from my crab boil a few videos ago, and there was a piece of the middle part in here, and I just opened it up, a couple of them, and I put the meat from the crab in here, so I have pieces of the crab. So what I want to do is I want to make a soup. I also want to make pizza, because I don't know if everyone's not gonna like soup, but they can always have pizza. I want to make a pizza, a chicken pizza, chicken and broccoli pizza, and I'm gonna start with the dough right now. Let me get my little whisk. I know I should have grabbed everything first. That's what I said I was going to do. And then I disappear off camera. Sorry, guys. I can't find my whisk. Okay. I can't find my whisk because it's not where it's supposed to be. So, okay, so I have here 2 cups of flour, and to my 2 cups of flour, I want to add some partially softened butter to this. So, and I just want to mix the butter all up into the flour first. Get it really nice and mixed up, because we're going to try to make a dough here. Okay, so let's see how that works out. I want to make my own pizza dough. I'm going to use the same technique that I use to make the empanadillas. So I think that's good. So I have here like more than a little half a stick of butter, maybe about 5 tablespoons. And I'm just gonna keep mixing this in till it's well mixed. And I think I probably would have done better with a fork, but it seems to be working. All I want to do is make sure that all that flour gets all the butter mixed in there, and I really don't want to see little bowls of butter. I want to make sure it has a consistency, like, you know, that it's coming together, or wet sand. Yeah, that's another way of putting it. Like if you have wet sand. So just mix this in. Again, I have an egg that I'm gonna put in here. So first I'm gonna get a little bit of salt and put that in there. I say about a teaspoon of salt. Yes, I got measuring cups, but I can do it with my hands too, so used to it. So that's about a teaspoon of salt right there. And I'm gonna give it a little mix. I'm also gonna add a little, no, that's good right there. And so I added that. I have a little tiny bit of yeast here, just like a half of a teaspoon, and I mix it in with like maybe 2 teaspoons of water. So I have that, and I want to incorporate that in here. So that's the first thing I'm doing, just adding a little bit of yeast. Some Itoku rice, see, it's getting to a little boil, so I'm gonna beat my egg. I have 1 egg, and I'm just gonna dip that egg in there, like so. And I'm gonna swirl it around. It's starting to come together now. So what I want to do is make a little dough ball, and then I'll put it in the refrigerator for like 10-15 minutes, just so it could get nice and cold. And then I can roll out a nice piece of pizza dough, and then I'll be putting that in the oven. So I have a little bit of cold water here. I'm also gonna add 1 teaspoon of vinegar to my mixture. I don't know, just because that's the way I make it. So I have 1 teaspoon of vinegar. I'm just gonna add that right there around. And I wanna add some oil to that, so I can give it some moisture too. So let me get some oil. And I'll probably put about a tablespoon of oil, or about 2 tablespoons of oil, just so I could give it moisture there, like so. So Now it's really starting to come together really nicely. I think I have to add a teaspoon of baking soda. I think I got my secret ingredient. It'll come to me. But you see now, it's kind of looking like dough, cookie dough, kind of starting to look like. And I didn't add the water yet, but I just want to make sure that I get all the dry, at least a little bit mixed in. So I'm gonna add some water to this. This is too much, I don't want to use. Okay, so this is not a cup of water, but like I said, I'm just gonna sprinkle some. It's nice and cold. I just want the dough to come together, at least in a little ball. Looking good. It's all coming nice together. Yeah, that's good. Mixing. Now what I want to do is I'm going to put it in a little bag. And I'm going to put it in the refrigerator. I think that's good because I don't see anything dry anymore in there. It looks like I said, like a cookie dough. Yeah, that's good. That's all incorporated there. So let me get a little bag. You can just cover this also, like with a nice tight paper and put it in the refrigerator, but I want it to be like a dough. So, just gonna grab my bag. Like so, I'm gonna put my hands in there a little bit on the bottom. I just want to scoop it up. So I got most of it. It's mostly incorporated there already. So I'm just going to put it in a bag. I'm going to put this away. And I'm going to put this in the refrigerator for about 20 minutes. And so it could rest. There we go. See? Just like that. So I'm going to put it in the refrigerator for a few minutes. So all the butter and everything could get mixed up in there. Yeah, that's good. I don't want to melt it too much. Okay, so there we go. Okay, so there's my pizza dough. Like I said, I'm gonna cut the chicken up later, and I'm gonna cut that up and use it for my chicken broccoli pizza, or you can say. So what I want to do now is I want to get my pot. And I'm going to show you how I start my soup base here. So I have some shrimp. And let me turn on the stove first. Okay. Not even the matches will cooperate. You got to use the other stove. That's okay. All right. So now that I have my pan here, I want to add a little bit of, did you squirt that? Okay, so I'm just going to add a little oil to my pan like so. Not too much, just a little bit of oil. And I have my shrimp here. I already cut the shrimp. Excuse me. I'll show you how. This is the shrimp with the head on it already. So I'm just going to move my sofrito right here so I could use this paper towel. And the head is almost coming off, so what I do is I just take it and I make a little cut right here on the top, and then I open it right here because the digestive tract is in the back, as you can see. So you want to take that little black line out. Now these shrimps are already washed, so I'm just going to grab it from here and pull it, and then I'm going to put it on this paper towel right there. If there's anything else in there, just take it out with the paper towel. It's easiest if you don't want to touch it, but no big deal. You're going to eat it. It's okay. So there. It's nice and clean. all around. So what I want to do is I want to take all the legs off of it from here, like so. And then the head I don't like, but the red part in it, like I see it gives it a lot of flavor. So what I like to do is I squeeze the head a little. I squeeze it and then I pop the head out, and then you can still see that you could clean it a little bit more from there. And it has some legs. You can just take that off, and that's it. There you go. You have your shrimp all nice and clean. Any little black parts you see that you want to take out, you could, but the red stuff is where it has most of the flavor at. So let me just wash my hands. Okay, so my hands are clean, and first thing I'm gonna do to this oil is I'm gonna add my sofrito in it. Flash alert. It melted already. I should have taken it out the bag when it was a nice little brick, but it's fine. I'm gonna get this out. Okay, so I have my sofrito there with some oil. Like that, and I'm just gonna cook that up for a few minutes. So I'm just gonna cook this up like so. Sofrito smells so good. Onion, garlic, pepper, cilantro, culantro, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Garlic, onion, pepper is most important, but that's what the sofrito has. I did one in my video. You can go check it out how I did the sofrito. So this is almost cooking good. So what I want to do is I want to add my shrimps and everything I have. Like I said, I have all these clean shrimp there, and I have these little bit of crab shells, and I also have a little bit of crab meat that I took out of the big pieces of crab. These pieces here. So I'm going to start with my little crab shells. What I want is for it to start getting nice flavor, a nice seafood flavor or fishy flavor. I have these little crabs, so I just put them in. They have, the meat is still inside of it. So I just cut those pieces off because all the juices will go right through. I cut off all the ends so you'll be able to just pull it out. Like so. So then I'm going to take my shrimp. This is going to be a soup. It's going to be a quick rice soup. I have almost 2 cups. It's a cup and a half of rice that I washed and I drained it. So what I want to do is just cook this up a little bit. And then I also have, let me get rid of this bowl. I have some leftover tomato sauce that I'm going to be adding to that. And I just opened up a can of, excuse me. I just opened up this huge can of tomato paste. And I saw a trick online where a gentleman was taking this and saying, what do you do when you buy a big, if it's industrial, you know, for a restaurant, you can assume you use it faster, but if it's for home use, the best thing you can do is take the leftover and put it in a little bag and add about 2 spoons to the bag. And you figure, okay, that's what you're going to use for a dinner. So then you put it in there and you just seal it up. And you have tomato paste, little tubes of tomato paste, and you can just put them in one big bag. Like I do, I take one big bag, and I'm gonna put them all in here. So whenever I need some tomato paste or tomato sauce, I have them in here already. So that's what I'm gonna do with this big gigantic can of tomato paste here. So I'm gonna do that in a little while off camera, but for now, look, a little leg. Okay, get that little leg out. So here we go. We have all our stuff in here, and this smells so good. I'm gonna take my crab meat, and I'm also gonna throw it in there. we've got a nice mix. And then that fly again. And it smells really good. So this is just gonna be a soup because it's raining out. And because when I was a little girl, my mom would make soup when it was raining. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make some crab rice soup. So what I want to do is I want to add some seasonings to this, and I'm going to add some salt like that. I'm going to add a little bit of adobo, just a little sprinkle adobo. I'm going to add some pepper. Let's get some pepper. And I want to add a little envelope of sazon. I'm just going to throw some sazon in here, like that. And that's about it, because it has a lot of taste in there. So what I want to do now is I'm just going to let this heat up again, come to a nice heat. I have the window open. I hope it doesn't blow my flame away. I got to stand in front of it. Okay, so this is good. Like I said, it's going to cook really nicely. So just give it another minute, because what I want to do is I want to put my tomato sauce in there, and I'm going to add a little bit of tomato paste also. So I'm just going to grab about 3 tablespoons, I would say. That's about 3 tablespoons, a little more. Okay, that should be enough there. Okay, so let's get this mixed in there. So okay. I'm just going to cook this up a little bit, like to cook up the tomato sauce. So I'm just going to leave that here to the side. Like I said, I'm going to add some water, and I'm going to add the rice. First I'll add the rice, and then mix that up with the veggie, with the crab, so you can get a nice flavor to it. And then I'll add the water. The water will be the last step that I add. I also want to add some potatoes in here. So maybe I'll just peel these potatoes, and then I can add them in there also. Okay, so this is cooking really nice. Smells really good. Like I said, I'm going to let this cook for a few seconds there. I'm just going to rest the spoon there, and I'm going to cut my potatoes and take out the, let me get my knife. Sorry, I'm lost in my own kitchen. Let me get a peeler. Okay, here. So I have it here. So I'm just gonna take this and I'm gonna peel this potato real quick. Like so. The potato, so I could throw it in there with the. And like I said, my tomato sauce is cooking. I forgot to peel my potato before, so patience with me. Okay, so we have one potato, and let's do another potato here. So I could add 2 potatoes in there. Smelling so good. Almost done. Just a little bit more right here. Okay. All done? No. There we go. So I have my 2 potatoes, and what I want to do is I'm just going to give them a quick little rinse, and then I'm going to chop them up. So this is just some grated cheese I had. I'm going to grate some more in a little while, but right now I just want to chop this potato up. So let me just give this a quick little rinse. Okay, so I have my potatoes and I'm just gonna cut them like so in halves. First I cut them in half and put them down flat. And then I'll just make 4 little cuts, 1, 2, or maybe 3 cuts. And I'm gonna cut these potatoes into like little squares, about like this. So, smell that. It's smelling so good. Okay, that's cooking because it's drying up. I'm gonna throw the rice in there. So, get my rice mixed up. Okay, leave that there for a few seconds. Let me just chop up my potatoes. Just make a couple of squares about like that. Okay, so got a whole bunch of little squares going on here, so I'm just gonna put my potatoes in now. Like so. And then we're just gonna give this a little mix. See, it has all the rice, everything. That's the base. That's the base and the taste right there. And that's all gonna come together in a nice soup. So, okay, that's good. That's how I want it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get my soup, my water. So that's 2 cups. That's 4 cups. That's 6 cups. Let me give this a little mix. I didn't put no aceitunas in here, I forgot, but that's okay. I could always add a little bit to it while it's cooking. And I think I'm gonna add just 1 more cup of water because I want it to be soup. Okay, so that was 2 for 6 and 7. No, okay, 8 cups of water because this is a really big pot. So I have everything in there all nice, and I'm gonna let this come to a boil. And once it comes to a boil, I would just put it to simmer for a few minutes so that rice could cook, and then soup would be ready. I'll probably add just a little touch of the butter, garlic, and herb. I forgot to add a little bit, but I'm just gonna add a little bit to that right there because it has like a little chicken bouillon kind of taste to it. So, and we have some fresh herbs. So we're gonna leave this alone now, and we're just gonna wait for this to come to a boil. Oh, another thing I wanted to add was my steak seasoning, because the steak seasoning that I have, it has tiny little pieces of garlic and pepper into this. So, excuse me. Excuse me. So I'm just gonna add some of this because you see it has peppers. Just want to give it a little bit of heat, not a lot. I don't want to overwhelm the soup, but just to give it a little heat. And it's just some steakhouse seasoning, which is just some garlic, salt, black pepper, crushed red pepper, caraway seed, dill seed, extract of paprika. So that's it. That's my seasoning. So I'm gonna leave that there. I might throw a little tiny bit more because it's a big pot, and like I said, I want a little bit of heat from the peppers. It has a little kick to it, so let's kick this up a notch. All right, so I'm gonna leave that soup there, and I'm gonna clean up this mess, and I'm gonna see how my dough is doing. So let's get this out of the way. And like I said, I'm gonna do all that tomato and I'm gonna put it in little bags. Put them all in little bags, and then I can, okay, so yeah, take all that. I'm just gonna leave this little rag here in case I put anything on there. I have some Parmesan cheese. I'm gonna take care of that chicken in a minute. I wanna get my little pie tray, and I'm gonna put some wax paper on it. Okay, so I'm just gonna dry this old can out. Just gonna dry that can, and I'm gonna put a piece of wax paper on there. Not the pretty one. The pretty one is for wrapping. I'm just gonna put regular wax paper on this. Put some wax paper right here. And I can cut the edges off a little. So, like I said, I'm just want to make a little cut on the side so it's not sticking out. But it's good to have it because when you want to lift the pizza off to cut it, it would be nice to have something to lift it with. So I'm just going around a little bit. Like so. That's it. That's what I'm going to use. I'm just going to set it right on top of here for a minute. That's just tomato sauce on this fork. I'm just going to leave it right in there for now. I'm going to put this right here. Need to put it somewhere. Okay. Take out the fork. Put the pizza tray right there. Now I'm going to wait for this to boil up, and then I'm going to push it to the back. I'm going to bring that to the back. Just want to wipe a little bit. Okay, so it's gonna come to a boil any second, and then I could cover it and simmer it for like 15 minutes. And like I said, just when the rice is ready, I don't want to overcook it. Smells so good. So you can see the shrimps, nice pieces of shrimp already cooking in there. So there goes that little foam that I don't like, but I want to let this come to a full boil before I take out any foam. So I'm just going to push this to the back so it could already be back there. And I'm just going to grab a little flame and turn on the back stove. It's on high heat, so I'm just going to grab this pot and put it right there. Okay, so now you could see me working with my dough better. Okay, so, all right, I'm going to shut this stove off because I don't need that stove on. And I can get rid of this. Okay, so we're just waiting for this soup, and I'm just giving the dough like another 5 minutes in there. So we're going to do that. And wait for this to come to a nice boil so then I could cover it and simmer it. And it smells so good. Nice soupy on a rainy day. Rainy, dreary. This makes happy tummies. Okay, so what am I getting? I'm going to get my little, where's my mat? Okay, so I have my mat here. I have this little baker's mat, and I'm just going to put it right here. Okay, so on my baker's mat right here, and I'm going to add a little oil to it. Just wiping it down, no dust or anything. And I'm going to get my oil. Where's my oil? Where's my oil? Okay, so just have a little oil here. Not a lot, just a little bit. Because I want to roll my dough right here. So this is going to be really nice, okay? So leave that there. I'm mixing my hand in the oil. Here goes my dough. It's been in there about 15 minutes. And I'm just gonna grab my little rolling pin here that I have. Just give it a quick wipe. And then I'm gonna take my dough and I'm gonna put it right on the sheet. There you go. So there's my dough. Right there. Just want to work it just a little bit. This is going to be like a nice pastry type of pizza dough. So just getting all the oil so I could cook and then give it a nice little crispy. So I make it into a little ball like so. You see it's nice and flaky, it opens up. All right, that's good right there. So I'm gonna just take my dough and I'm gonna flatten it, make it nice and round so I can put it on the tray. Nice. It's spreading very nicely too. Just getting it nice and round as I can get it. Okay, I think this is good just like so. Just want to make sure there's no bigger sides. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it on the pan. And I'm going to put it into the oven for a few minutes, like to cook the dough down a little. And then I'll take it out and put the sauce and whatever toppings I'm going to add onto this. Okay, so that looks to be right. That's a nice sized dough pizza right there. Just trying to bring the edges in a little so they don't look all jagged. And there you go. See? A nice little pizza dough. Homemade. No preservatives. Okay. There we go. So that's it. That's my pizza dough. And I'm gonna put a little oil in this pan. Okay, like that. And I'm gonna take my dough and put it there. I'm just gonna give this a nice quick flip. So it looks like that. And there's my pizza. Looking very pretty. I'm just spreading it out a little bit. And I'm gonna turn on my oven now and I'm gonna preheat it. So it looks like that. Pretty round, very nice. So I'm gonna put it in the oven, turn on the oven. The oven's gonna get warm in about 5 minutes. So I'm just gonna leave this out. What I wanna do is I'm gonna sprinkle a little bit of garlic onto here to make this garlic little crust. So I'm just spreading it because it will shrink up a little bit, but that's good. Try to get some little dough, like the crust part, like so. So I can have like a little crust on the side. Hold up all the sauce and whatever I'm gonna put on this. Okay, so that's good right there. And I'm gonna grab a little bit of my garlic. Okay, so I have a little bit of garlic powder here. Just gonna add some to this. Like so. And I'm gonna put this pizza in the oven now. I'm just gonna leave it in there for about 10 minutes. About 10 minutes, maybe 15 the most. So I can take this out. And there's a container here that I put the egg in, and I'm just gonna dump the foamy part because you see it's already coming to a nice boil. So let's get some of that foam off of the top. Like that. I'm just rolling it on the top so I can get most of the foam out. Some people leave the foam, they say it has flavor there because all the veggies rise to the top, but I could take this foam out, or majority of it. See how this is looking really nice, and my rice, it's already almost cooked. So I'm just gonna cover this for about 10 minutes now because it's already coming to a boil. So I'm gonna cover it. Okay, that should be good. I smell it. It smells so delicious. It's going to be ready in no time at all. Like I said, this is fine. All the rice in there. This is going to be more like a stew than a soup. So you want all that liquid in there. You don't want to not have the liquid. So let's just cover this up. Okay. And just wipe it down real quick. Okay, so let's cover this up. And I'm just going to cover that up on high heat for about 10 minutes. And then I'm going to shut it off, okay? So I'll be back when the pizza's out and my soup is ready. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, so there it is. I just shut it off because I don't want it to take all this broth off of it. But there's my soup, and it's nice and ready, and it has a nice little broth to it, and all the rice is cooked. So I'm just gonna grab a little plate, a little nice little bowl, so I can show you what it looks like. See all the nice shrimps in there, and the bits of potatoes, like so. And you have all the bits from the crab meat as well in there also. So this is it. This is my recipe for the soup. I hope you enjoyed watching this part of my recipes that I'm making, and I'm just going to serve whoever wants a nice bowl of this soup. You can see all the rice, and it has the broth, nice broth on top. So that's it. There's my soup. All right, so I'm just going to cover this up right now. I'm going to put the soup to the side, and what I was doing was I'm gonna keep continuing to fill these little bags up with my tomato paste, and I'll be back when my pizza dough's ready, which needs another 8 minutes or so. So I'm just gonna keep bagging this up, and I'll be back. Hi, I'm back. As you remember, my soup is already ready, and I put the dough in the oven. So I'm gonna open this up and see what it looks like. So there's my dough, and I'm just going to place it here for a little while because I'm going to start cutting up. I want this to cool, so I'm going to let this cool for a little bit, about 5 to 8 minutes, and I'll be back. Okay, hi. This is still cooling now. I'm going to shut this up, and I forgot to shut it off. But this is cooked, and it's so crumbly and has such a nice pastry taste, the pizza. So this pizza is ready. I wanted to show you this big old bag. These are the tomato paste that I got from that big can. I put them all in here in little packages, and I'm gonna freeze them because that can would have gone to waste if I didn't preserve it a little bit better than keeping it in the refrigerator. So I have all this little pizza tomato sauces that I'm just going to put away, okay? So I'll be back. Hi everybody, I'm back. And as I showed you before, I made the pizza dough fresh, and it's really beautiful and flaky, so flaky. So it's not cooked all the way because I didn't get the pizza stuff on top of it, but I have my cheese already grated here, and I have my tomato sauce so I can hook it up. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add some chicken and broccoli on this pizza. So I'm just gonna cut up a pieces of some chicken. I have my pan here, and I'm just heating it up so I can put the chicken in there. I'm just gonna cut little tiny squares off of it and just give it a little quick cook, so then I can put it on the pizza and dress up my pizza. Okay, so I cut them there, and I'm just gonna go on the side here some. Just cut little pieces, like I said, just so I can have enough of the pizza all around. That dough tastes delicious. Please follow my recipe and try it. And if you tried my pizza dough recipe, let me know in the comments, okay? Because I would just love for this to be taste-o-vision so I can give you a taste, but it's just look-o-vision, not taste-o-vision. You can't even have smell-o-vision. Alright, so chopped up this in tiny little squares, as small as I can get them, like so. Like about small pieces like this. Okay, so here we go. Let me continue cutting this chicken cutlet. And I'm gonna add a little bit of I'm gonna use plain ingredients. I'm not gonna overpower it because this is a pizza. You wanna be able to taste the chicken and taste the broccoli, all those good yummy tastes. So there you go. There's my cut up chicken. And it's nice little pieces. Okay, so let me just wash my hand. Okay, so my hands are clean, and I'm gonna grab a little bit of oil, and I'm just gonna put some in the pot. Not a lot of oil, but that much is good. And I'm gonna grab my chicken. I'm gonna put it in my pan. It should be really nice and hot, I hope. Yeah, that sounds like it's hot. Okay, so I have my chicken here. Just gonna stir this up a little, and I'm just gonna add a little bit of garlic salt to this because the garlic has salt in it. So just to give chicken a little flavor, but don't want to overpower it with flavors. So I'm gonna put this here, and I'm gonna grab some garlic, just a little garlic. There you go. Because this is just garlic, no salt. So I do want a little salt in it, not too much, because all the cheeses have salt in it. So I'm not gonna overpower it with the salt. About half a teaspoon should be good. Okay, so let me get my my little hot handle here, and let's put that right there. Now let's get this mixed up. Get back in here. Oh, I lost a piece. Okay, so cook this up. And I also have my broccoli. That I want to add some broccoli to this pizza. I want to make it pizza and broccoli pie. It'll go good with the soup that I made. So let's make a little fun pizza here. Okay, so we have our pizza there. Our chicken cooking, and I'm just going to turn my microwave on for about 2 minutes because I want to chop up the broccoli. Okay, so my pizza is here. It's looking really beautiful. I'm not going to add this until I'm ready to put it in the oven because I want to start with I don't want it to get too soggy while it's sitting there. It's looking real nice. It's getting nice in air. And like I said, it's really crispy. The pieces are just falling out. So good. Better than dough. It's a pastry dough. Not a bread dough. So, it tastes really good. You can taste all the butter in it too. So good. This is going to be gone as soon as I plate it up. So let's just keep focusing on that. And like I said, we have our broccoli in there. And I'm just gonna grab my cutting board. Okay. Excuse me. All right. So I'm gonna put this here so it doesn't slide while I'm cutting my broccoli. I'm just gonna wash my hands real quick again. Okay. So this is my board. I'm gonna chop up my broccoli. I'm waiting for this to cook. I don't want any liquid in it, so I want to just let it all evaporate in there. Move it over. See, there's a lot of broth in there. I don't want that broth. I want nice pieces of chicken there, so I'm just gonna leave that right there, and that's all gonna evaporate. I could even help it along. I'm gonna drain a little bit of the water out. There, I drained some water out. Now I can get like a little fry going on in here. So that's good. And I'm waiting on my broccoli, so I can get my broccoli out. This should have been 2 videos, okay? Because you got 2 for the price of 1. You have my shrimp soup, and then you have my homemade pizza. So yeah, it should have been 2 videos, but that's okay. That's how I roll. Nicely, perfect. That's going nice. I'm just gonna take this. I'm just gonna wipe my stove down. That piece of chicken that was a stowaway one time there. Okay, so let's throw this out, and I'm gonna leave this nowhere. No, I'm gonna take this. I'm just gonna put it to the side because, like I said, I want this to cook and get a nice little brown color, or maybe not brown, but you know, bring a little fry to it. So this is my broccoli now, and just gonna push this over so, like so. And this handle's real heavy, so I'm just gonna take it out until I need it. Just gonna leave that there. I'm gonna take the broccoli. Like I said, I already steamed the broccoli a little bit, so it's steamed, and I'm just gonna put it on my tray. Put it down there. Still has that little crunch going on, so that's good. Nice and steamed. Well, it kind of partially boils because I have water in there to help it steam along. But alright, so I have my broccoli, and I just want to give this a chop. I'm going to take the stalks out, like so. I'm just going to push those to the side. I'm just going to cut the broccoli like this. Nice pieces of broccoli. I'm going to cut this up here, so. Like that. See, it opens up. It's nice and tender, it's good. Okay, that's good right there. And I have one more here. Gonna do that. I'm gonna put this to the side over here. So I'm gonna put it on my don't want to put out any extra broccoli. So cut right there, the little stalk. Once you cut the stalk, they all separate into pieces. So that's good. I think this is perfect amount of broccoli for my pizza, chicken and broccoli pizza. So that's good right there. Okay. Oops, put that. Okay, so let's see what's going on here. You could see that it's getting a little bit grilled. It's getting kind of, you could see some parts that have that little grilled brown part. That's what I'm looking for. So I'm just going to stir this around a little bit more, and let's see if I get a couple of more little brown parts in here, little parts. Looking good, really good. I'm going to put my pot here. Okay, it stays, so I'm going to get rid of these little stalks because I don't need them anymore. I already have my pizza. I'm gonna get a nice spoon. Okay, I got this big old spoon so I can spread all the sauce around. And the broccoli's good there. And let's check this out. You can see it's starting to dry up a little. And when it dries, it makes that little brown part. There we go. We have some of them going on good there. I would throw just maybe a little touch of barbecue sauce so I can give it like that sweet flavor. So I might just do that. Just put a little dot in there. Let's see. Okay, so just gonna add a little dot there just to give it some sweetness to it. That's about a teaspoon. Yeah, that's good, just like that. Okay, so let's move that all around here. Now I give it some color. This is a good thing. Okay, so that's looking so yummy. Wish you could have some. I'd share with anybody. Anybody who's hungry can have some. Okay, so this is about done. It really doesn't need it. All that chicken is cooked already. I cut little bits and pieces, so I think it's good just like that. Just give it one more minute with the barbecue sauce on it. All I put was a tablespoon of barbecue. That's all you need. Okay? You don't want to have it so heavy and abundance of flavor. Sometimes less is better. Okay, so there we go. Okay, so that's good there. Now, just leave that there to the side. I'm going to grab my pizza. I don't know if you could see too well because of this big pot, so I'm going to move my pot over here. Oh, it's heavy. Okay. So I put my pot there. Oh my gosh, look at my stove. Okay, we'll get that clean in a minute. First, this is ready already, so I'm just going to shut this off. So yummy. Okay, so here we go. I have my pizza here, and I'm just going to take my already made pizza sauce. I'm just going to drench it in there, like so. One package is enough to make this pizza, so I put that to the side. And I'm going to grab my spoon and I'm going to swirling it just like so. Make sure I get all that sauce all over the place. Okay, that looks good just there like that. It's perfect. And let me leave this spoon here. What I want to do is I want to add a little bit of, I forgot to grate my cheese. I was supposed to grate my cheese and I didn't. It's all there, but I have enough here. And I can grate some more for when it comes out. And I'm just going to add some Parmigiano Reggiano on here. Just like so. Okay, so I added some cheese, and you can always add a little bit of this too. A little bit of mozzarella on the top, and a little bit of mozzarella on the bottom, on the top. Okay, so that looks really good. All the cheese. I think that's good, right? Okay. All right, that's good for now. So what I want to do is I want to spread my chicken all around here too. So let's get some chicken spread around here. And put some here. Okay, so I think we got the chicken spread out really well there. Okay, so let's just put this right here for now. All my chicken is spread out. There's chicken everywhere. Make sure. Okay, there you go, see? Nice chicken. So now I'm going to take my broccoli, and I'm just going to put some broccoli on top. Just grab the rest of it. Just sprinkle it all over. Like so. Doesn't that look beautiful? And this is the cheese that I didn't finish grating, but I have a lot of cheese that I'm gonna grate in a little while. So right now, let me just get this out the way. Okay, so I'm going to add, okay, just want to make sure that this is spread out evenly. That looks about right. Doesn't that look good? Okay, so let's add some more mozzarella to this. Okay, I think that's about enough cheese. That's a good amount of cheese. Okay, so there's my pizza, and I need to put none here. Okay, there's my pizza, and I'm gonna put this in the oven for 10 minutes, and I'll be back. Okay, there goes my pizza, and I'll be back in 10 minutes. Okay, everybody, I'm back, and I grated all my cheese, and I'm gonna take out the pizza. Let's see how it looks. Okay. There you go. And I can shut the oven off now. It's hot. So there's my pizza, guys. It looks really nice and delicious. And I'm gonna cut a slice. Let me find my pizza wheel. Okay, so hold on 1 second. I just want to wipe the dust off this pizza. Okay, very good. So we got a pizza wheel here, and I'm gonna try to take this out. Let me grab my rag here. Okay, I'm gonna take my pizza. I'm gonna place it right there, like so. That's what my pizza looks like. Beautiful. So then I just cut it. You can cut it into as many pieces as you want. I'm gonna leave this in 4 pieces like that, and I'll get a plate. Where's my plate? Oh, my pretty plate. Okay. Okay, so here's my plate. And do I need a spatula? Beautiful crust on the bottom. And there you go. That's my chicken and broccoli pizza and my soup recipe. Thank you for watching. I hope everybody has a great day. And if you make this recipe and you like it, please let me know. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a blessed Monday. Bye. Yummy pizza. Okay, bye-bye, guys.